by a group of soldiers. There's been heavy gunfire near the presidential palace in the capital, Conakry. The military has been deployed on the streets and is urging people to stay home. Now, a video has been circulating among local media in Guinea showing President Condé being detained by Army Special Forces. In the video, Condé is asked if he was tortured or mistreated, to which he responded, no. Now, let's show you where all this is happening. This is the presidential palace in the Kaloum business district of Conakry, where heavily armed soldiers have been seen guarding the area. The exact whereabouts of President Condé are unknown. It was earlier reported he was near the presidential palace at Hotel Kaloum. Joining us now on the phone is Yusuf Ba, a journalist in Guinea, joining us from Conakry. Yusuf, bring us up to speed with the situation. When we spoke earlier, you reported that gunfire was still ongoing in Conakry. What's been happening right now?
Presently, the situation is still confusing, still shooting going on. Just call another source now saying there's negotiation going on between the special force, some government officer. Seems like President Alpha Condé is in the hands of the members of the special force. There's another picture just now, another journalist just called my attention, showing me President Alpha Condé was transported into a jeep, maybe to this particular area. And the Minister of Security Office also is being surrounded by the special force. So it means this has been confirmed by myself. I'm seeing the special force surrounding the Ministry of Security Office. The situation is very, very confusing, but negotiation is going on now. Maybe this is going to be like another situation in other neighboring countries where negotiation, we've seen negotiation going on between coup leaders and government officials.
Right.
So maybe this is the kind of thing that's going on in Guinea.
Right. Unclear, as you say, as to where the president is right now. Tell us about the reactions. Of course, this has been happening in Kaloum, which is the business district of Conakry. It is Sunday, so it wouldn't be as busy as it would be on a weekday. But there have been reactions. I mean, people are scared, but there have been celebrations, I understand, in some other parts of Conakry.
Yeah, Bambeto area, commonly called the Arts of Conakry, the opposition stronghold. The people have been dancing, celebrating. They accept. It's like they welcome any coup, and they welcome all the social media messages that is going around them. The coup d'etat. So it's very, very confusing. The other area where you have supporters of President Alpha Condé, everybody's indoors. Everybody's indoors. Nobody's outside. And a few people you are seeing out going to rushing to get food, like bread and other food stuff. The situation is very, very confusing. Okay. I'm talking to you now, even where I'm standing. Right. Even journalists, I'm the only journalist standing around. Only TV5 journalists was around just now. It's like he's trying to escape his car.
Okay, so a fluid situation. Thank you, Yusuf, for updating us on what's happening in Conakry. Let's bring in West Africa correspondent now, Nicholas Hack, who's also following events for us, is joining us live from Dakar. Yusuf, Nick, says there that there are some sorts of negotiations going on as far as President Condé is concerned. We don't know what's happened to him or where he is right now. Just give us some context, some background to all this. It's not the first time there's an attempted coup in Guinea. What could have led to this latest tension and unrest that we're seeing?
Well, Foley, there's been growing discontent against President Alpha Condé ever since he tweaked the constitution, allowing him to run for a third term. And the outcome of this election that took place last November, that was contested by the opposition and civil society actors. And they took to the streets. And in response, there was a heavy-handed reaction, according to human rights groups and Amnesty, security forces shooting live ammunition towards protesters. And so ever since that election, there's been a situation of instability. It became the status quo for Guinea. And Alpha Condé had just a week ago passed a new bill in the parliament that irked a lot of people, especially members of the security forces, where he essentially allowed himself a pay increase for the presidency and himself, and a pay decrease for civil servants, including members of the security forces. Now, the gunfire that we've seen in Conakry, the battle that's been
Nicholas,
happening
I'm
in
so
this
sorry
area.
to interrupt you, because we're getting live pictures from state television in Guinea right now, for the RTG, which is a state-owned television, and we see soldiers on TV right now addressing, it seems, the nation. The picture is frozen for a second, but hopefully we'll get it back on. They've been delivering a statement, it would appear. Unclear who these soldiers are, but a number of them, about, what, 3, 6, 9, 10 soldiers on the national TV in Guinea right now, addressing the nation. This is, of course, pointing to the confusing situation. Let's try and listen in a bit, and I'll try to translate if I can.
Un système qui n'existe pas. Et ce système, il faut qu'on le fasse tous ensemble. Il y a eu beaucoup de morts pour rien, beaucoup de blessés, beaucoup de larmes. Alors qu'on aime tous la Guinée. Donc, je pense qu'il est temps pour nous de se comprendre, de se donner la main, de s'asseoir, d'écrire une constitution qui est adaptée à nos réalités, capable de régler nos problèmes. Parce que si vous voyez l'état de nos routes, si vous voyez l'état de nos hôpitaux, vous vous rendez compte qu'après 62 ans, qu'il est temps pour nous.
Okay, let me just translate a bit of what we've heard there from that army commander. Not clear what his rank is, but he says it's now time for Guinea to unite. It's time for us to create a new constitution which is capable of addressing the country's issues. This is increasingly looking like a coup d'etat, Nick Hack, with these soldiers now appearing on national television addressing the people of Guinea.
That's right. In fact, there's been a video circulating on social media where we see members of the Red Beret, the Presidential Guard, addressing people, addressing fellow soldiers to rally on their cause. And in that speech, they explained that there were too many deaths and that it's time to sit down, perhaps rewrite a constitution adapted to the circumstances of Guinea, talking about the situation in hospitals and at schools. Essentially, during the rule of Alpha Condé, there's been a huge increase in the economic prospects. A country that's wealthy in iron ore and exports have been increasing rapidly, especially to China, Russia, and to Europe. But the circumstances of ordinary Guineans have gone from bad to worse. Most people live on less than $2 a day. They've struggled through the economic pandemic where there were heavy restrictions put in place. And many people who live just on $2 a day and that get by on a day's wage, well, they weren't able to survive. And also the heavy-handedness of the security forces and this sense amongst a portion of Guinea's population that they weren't being represented by Alpha Condé. Remember, during the last election, the Office of the United Nations Watch on Genocide pointed out that Alpha Condé should calm down on his rhetoric, his ethnic rhetoric in this country where the Fulanis make up the majority, but the Malinke, from which he is from, have taken up key position in the government and security forces. So there was growing division within society there.
Okay, we've lost, have we lost it? We still have those pictures from RTG, the national broadcaster in Guinea. Well, they're leaving now. The people who were speaking